And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend, Cheap Loots in the flesh. Look, it's Thursday. Hooray! Thursday tradition. We talk about the new content that's coming tomorrow in NBA 2K23 My Team. This content is of the utmost importance, being that is the first content that we're going to be receiving for Season 4, which, I mean, love it or hate it, it's here. I know there's been a lot of people who dislike the blog. What I will say to that is I feel you. Two, Season 3 blog was probably the worst blog that we've ever received. And I think they ended up rectifying that in certain aspects, being that Season 3 I don't think is the worst season of all time in my team. Like it was pretty okay. Like a very aggressively okay. Kind of like a great value pizza, you know? Which for anybody outside of the States is probably not gonna know what I'm talking about. But I would say a store brand pizza. You know, it's like name brand, store brand. It was like a store brand pizza kind of season. Like it was like, man, it'll get the job done. It's not great, but it saved you $2. You know what I mean? Either way, we got a host of news. Whether that news is positive, I will let you decide that yourself. So, first thing we got is the Lunar New Year base set drops tomorrow and includes 30 players born in previous years of the Rabbit. Also, look out for the Lunar New Year Spotlight Challenge group coming Monday. Season 4, Lunar New Year. Now, here's the thing I'm confused about, which I want to talk about. They said these were going to be available in the token market, but it looks like they're going to be available in packs too. So I guess I'm kind of confused. Also, you may notice that they just said, nope, we're not going to make the lock-ins pink diamonds. Granted, gem tiers aren't the most important thing in the world. Like, there are diamonds that are better than pink diamonds. There are pink diamonds better than opals, and all of the above, really. But still, at this point, it's Season 4. It's not like anyone is jazzed to, lock in base set cards for like a base set lock in at this point. I hope people were kind of stoked about Larry Nance and Harrison Barnes, but come on, man. Just make them PDs. Just make them a 95 overall PD. It's not hurting anyone, I promise. Like, you can make the series set an opal. No one's going to care. It's probably going to be a very mid card anyway. We have some interesting names. So these are all players that were born in a quote-unquote year of the rabbit, right? Now, the issue I'm having here is there's people who 2K has the rights for that are not shown in this promotional material that are also born in the year of the rabbit. So guys like Walt Bellamy, I actually don't know if they have the rights to Carl Braun. Look, you don't have to know anything about Carl Braun to know what kind of timing Carl Braun's on. Like, Carl Braun is aggressively white. And, it is what it is. Like, come on. The man was born in 1923. Like, 2K is going to make sure this man hoops at a level that no one has ever hooped before. For sure, it's the whitest name of all time. I actually don't know. Who is Carl Braun? It's time to find myself incorrect. No, this dude is super white. Why does he look like Logic? Dude, look at this guy. You know for an absolute fact 2K is going to give this guy the best dribble six in the game if they put him in the game. So maybe they're saving him for an additional drop. Maybe he's the select lock-in. Who knows? Only time will tell. There's an obstetrician named Carl Braun, too. It seems like a pretty common name, so whatever. Either way, Precious Achua's in here. I mean, cool, I guess. Scott Pollard with just the worst facial hair you've ever seen is here as well. He looks like Robbie Rodden from Lazy Town, which is the most horrifying children's show I've ever seen. Like, I'm not kidding. Lazy Town was like a combo of like live action with like puppets too at the same time, but then in this style that was like so nauseating. It was the worst. I hate it. Like, if I could find the person who created Lazy Town and fight them in fisticuff combat, I would do it for sure. Darren Collison, who somebody at 2K has a hard on for Darren Collison, because I swear he gets a card every single year and no one asks for it. Ilgauskas is cool. Lou Dort will be solid. Slick Watts, S tier first name, but just no one cares. The homie OJ Mayo's here. I like to see that. I like that. I like OJ Mayo coming in the fold. ML Carr, Jordan Poole. No one cares about Jordan Poole. And then Mike Conley and Joe Smith, which is just like, dude. If you don't know who Joe Smith is, right? Joe Smith, former draft bust. But in relation to my team, he is always the worst version of the combo forward. Like, anytime we have good combo forwards, whether that be like Andre Karolinko, Lamar Odom, Danny Manning, Darius Miles, like guys of that kind of ilk right there. Joe Smith is always the worst one out of all of them. Like they just make him the worst out of all of the cards. There's been times where he's been solid. Like I remember in 2K20, I think it was Campus Legends. He had a pretty okay card, I think. But I think it was Campus Legends. Shout out to Campus Legends, dude. That set was cool. It had Jimmer in it, so you know what's up. I see no Jimmer for debt, by the way, which upsets me. Either way, let's get on to the actual things that we're here for. You guys want to look at the Zach LaVine card art for a little bit? Look at him. So aggressive. So, just, God, I dislike Zach LaVine. I really do. There's nothing he did, too. I need to clarify that. I do not dislike Zach LaVine. I dislike the Bulls for not trading him and rebuilding. It's besides the point. First card we got Flight School back, which is an old school promo. To be honest, any promo that involves like either a characteristic or a skill set from a player being like the central theme of the promo, I'm down for. Like, that's how they used to do it back in the day. You know, we would get like a promo of like 3-point shooters. We would get like a dunkers promo, like a defense promo. That's how they used to do it, and I really, really enjoyed that. Or like a characteristic one would be like loyal players and stuff like that. Think the Tuesday content from 2K21. Like, that's kind of what we were looking at. Iguodala should be a monster, by the way. Like, I don't think anyone is going to be upset with Iguodala. I think Iguodala is probably going to be fire. He'll probably replace Luol Deng in a lot of people's lineups. Luol Deng, I think, is really the only person, based on the leaks that we've seen today, that's going to take any, like, noticeable hit in the ratings. Or the ratings, in the market, I should say. I hope he doesn't hit in the ratings. I mean, I don't know, maybe. That being said, Iguodala will be fired. That jump shot on quick is going to be a good time. He's still going to be one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. I'm actually really disappointed to see Iguodala because I know this means when I go play Unlimited, like, I'm going to have to deal with, like, the most sweaty people in the world, putting Andre Iguodala on ball and just off-balling super hard, which is going to be super frustrating. I haven't had to do that in a long period of time, so not looking forward to that again. Of course, this all is going to be reliant on how expensive Iguodala is, because he could get the Luol Deng treatment where he's, like, 300k for no reason, or he could be like 50-60k like a Cincinnati's Powell, dude. That would be really, really cool. I don't really know. It just kind of remains to be seen. We'll see. Iguodala is going to be tight if his release is on quick, though, which I'm assuming it will be. I don't think we're going to be getting normal timing releases outside of, like, you know, cards that we earn in game from this point forward. That release is so easy to green, too. It could just be from using the card, but I didn't even really use him like that, so I'm assuming his release is just gas. Next up, we got Zion, who, I'll be honest, doesn't do it for me. Doesn't really tickle my fancy, you know? Not really too excited to see Zion. I just... Something about Zion just doesn't bring the excitement out of me that I not necessarily wish it did, but just other cards do. I think it's like a combo of the fact that he's always way too expensive. I usually hate his jump shot, and I don't know what the third thing is. I have some sort of vendetta against Zion Williamson that I'm not sure really what's going on there. That being said, I don't think he'll really be that great. Spoilers. Yeah, I mean, his release is atrocious. Like, I absolutely despise his release. Like, it sucks, in my opinion. Like, I'm not stoked on it in any way, shape, or form. I think it's probably going to be trash, to be honest. I mean, it's trash right now, but even on quick timing, I think it's not really going to be that good. That being said, he does dunk like crazy. So, I mean, he's going to be a good card on current gen, where you're essentially able to attack the rim at will. But unless they juice up his dribble sticks, which I'm assuming they will, that jump shot's still going to be horrible, though. I don't care. It's going to be bad. I'm not excited for Zion. I'll just say it right now. If you are, that's what's up, but I am not. Then we got J.R. Smith. They literally... People like to overstate things like this quite a bit, and I know that. But they really did release a card the same day as the new season that is on par with the level 40 reward. Like... Really, it's going to be a matter of preference on if Zach LaVine or J.R. Smith is going to be better, but I would wager J.R. Smith is going to be superior. But it's still just annoying. Like, if you're going to cancel the grind out, at least wait a few weeks. You know what I mean? Don't cancel it out immediately. Like, let me have some semblance of hope that Zach LaVine's going to be a top tier shooting guard. Because now I know for a fact that he is not. Like, JR is not necessarily going to be better than him, but at least at the same level. Granted, JR is probably going to be like 200-300K, but still. I don't know, man. It's tough with JR. His release was really fast on its own, though, and on quick timing, it's probably going to go kind of hard, honestly. They're probably going to change his dribble style, too. I would assume they give him... You know, they could give him MJ, but I'm not even completely sold on the fact that they won't give him, like, Trey or Chris Paul. Chris Paul is very likely, actually. They could really juice up J.R. Smith if they wanted to. Everything else is fine. The Rafer Alston size up, I'm assuming, is probably going to be gone as well. Or they'll just, for trolling purposes, we'll just keep it, but I would assume they change that. Same with the leaner. I don't know if we're at the point where they start, you know, changing leaners up, but normal leaner is probably likely. He's got the jelly layup package, which, like, I don't know anything about layup packages, all right? I don't lab the game like that, but I like the idea of it being called jelly. That being said, he'll be gas. Like, he'll be able to attack the rim, he'll be able to shoot, and he'll probably play competent enough defense. Like, his tendencies aren't terrible as of right now, so I would assume that JR is probably going to be really good. Will he be worth the price? Who knows? And then we got Jayson Tatum. Once again, not excited about Tatum. No shade to Tatum. I'm not the biggest Tatum fan, but, like, I'm also just not excited for Tatum because he'll be simply way too expensive. I feel like a lot of people talk about now how no one's excited for the sets anymore. But I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that we all know how packs work now. And we all know for a fact, unless we drop a bunch of money, we're probably not pulling these players. So I feel like that's a lot of the reason that people aren't excited for pack, like, content anymore. You know, because back in the day, even back in, like, 2K20, we were stuck inside forever. So, like, a new card would get leaked, and we would be through the moon excited to go play with a new card because we've been playing the game all day. But now, it's like, I know for a fact, if I put $200 into the game, I'm not pulling any of these cards. And if you think I'm overreacting, have you not been watching my pack openings all year? I've had the worst pack odds of any creator, at least majority of them, right? So I feel like that's a lot of where my hype goes. Now, that being said, Tatum should be good. His release is really smooth on normal, and it's got a very pronounced release point, very similar to Iguodala's. Like, Iguodala, you know, when he boops his head, when he brings the ball up, boops his head, that's when you want to let go of the button, and it's cash. Tatum has a very similar release where it's very, very apparent where he is releasing the ball for a green window. They're probably going to juice him up. I would assume he's more likely to be a candidate of, like, a Michael Jordan dribble style as opposed to, like, a Chris Paul, but who knows really at the end of the day. I don't know anything about his signature size up. If you're familiar with it, jump in the comments down below. I haven't heard anyone gas it, so I assume it's not very good. He's got his own leaner too, so please do tell me if that's any good. I don't know, dude. On current gen, leaners just aren't like that. Either way, all in all, kind of exciting set. Not like the coolest set in the world, but still kind of tight. So let's go take a look at the market. I'm interested to see if anyone's really going to go down. Spoiler alert, I really don't think. You know, I was going to test out some jump shots, but I really don't feel like doing that right now. Majority of people have used at least some version of the cards that we've seen except JR, and I'll be honest, I just don't feel like spending 12k on a JR to shoot like 3 jump shots in freestyle. I just don't. I've used the card before. His jump shot is fire. It'll probably be better on quick, obviously. That's really obvious. I should say it'll probably still be really, really elite on quick. Now, I actually do not foresee really any cards dropping in value, more so than they already would based on the new season coming because of this leak. Like, do any of the 4 cards that we've seen really inspire anyone to sell any of their cards? No, I don't think so. Like, Luol Deng is down in price due to a combo of super packs and the new season coming. He'll be down even more because I think a lot of people who are using Luol Deng, for the purpose they were using Luol Deng, are going to be using Iguodala instead. So I would assume that he should drop quite a bit tonight and tomorrow. Like, I wouldn't be shocked to see Luol Deng's going for under 20 tomorrow. Like, at all. Because you still got to remember we're getting at least 1 to 2 more pink diamonds in this set that they didn't tease, and at least a couple diamonds, if not Ammies, which I don't know if we're doing Ammies anymore, but whatever. So someone like Luol Deng, any diamond or below card is going to be dropping in price. I would assume the flash forward guys will probably drop in price a little bit too, but it kind of remains to be seen on that one. I don't know. Luol Deng will drop in price, and then the only other cards I think that could be dropping in price, Grant Hill maybe a little bit more. I think people are just going to keep getting rid of Grant Hills at a high rate, but whatever. It's not really that exciting. Who else, man? I don't know. Like, who gets affected by Jayson Tatum, Zion, J.R. Smith, and Iguodala? Like, maybe Cassie Russell because of J.R.? Maybe. Like, I don't think Zion affects the price of anybody in this game. Tatum, iffy. If he really affects the price of anyone. Cassie is probably the only one that I could say, okay, maybe we'll see him drop in price because we, have level 40 Levine and we have JR coming who might be better version of like what Cassie does anyway. But that's even iffy too because it really depends on the SIGs that they use. Like, I have no idea. Truly, I do not know. I'm interested though. Like, I just don't think any of these cards are affecting the value. I mean, can we get some more centers though? Like, people are running D-Rob, yes, but everyone else is just running like Kareem at this point. Like, Kareem and Penny are still two of the best cards in the game, which is wild. It's been like 2 seasons since they came out, man. It's been weeks, almost 2 months. It's been 2 months since they came out. That is insane to me, man. Need to do something about that. That is crazy to me. Either way, like I said, we still got 2 pink diamonds and maybe like maybe an amethyst, but more than likely like 1 or 2 diamonds, I would assume. If I'm guessing right, it'll probably be diamond, 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 PD, 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 3 opals, right? That's what I would assume the set's going to be looking like. Think of famous dunkers. It would not shock me at all to see a diamond Fred Jones, just as a troll. I'm being completely serious when I say that, by the way. Not all these guys are going to be like dunk contest guys, but they're going to be dunkers. The one card I think we could see for sure is a PD Amari Stoudemire. Like, we could definitely see PD Amari Stoudemire for sure. That would be a pretty cool card, honestly. Diamond Amari is kind of nasty with it. So that would be relatively exciting. Not the most exciting, but relatively exciting. Kind of like the excitement that, people are kind of stoked about Passion of the Christ too. Actually, dude. I don't know why. Like, people are kind of hyped about it. Also, like, how do you make a sequel to Passion of the Christ, dude? Like, how do you do that? I just need to know. Like, what is my man doing? Like, how does it work? Whatever. I'm hoping it's like a Christian version of like RRR. If you've seen RRR, you'll know how hysterical that would be, but we'll see. Either way, I mean, I don't think any cards really drop in price. Other notable cards or notable players we could see in tomorrow's set. I mean, we've already seen Gervin, so we don't see Gervin. We have a Dr. Jace. We're not at the point yet, at least as far as I'm aware, that they're going to start rehashing cards that were made as rewards. At least I hope not anyway. Be cool to see a Derrick Rose, but I don't think that's likely at this point. Watch them drop a PD Derrick Rose that's like the same as the trophy case one, but it has a jump shot on quick. That would suck so bad. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Larry Johnson's a candidate, I guess, but if you know anyone that you think we might get tomorrow, jump in the comments down below. As always, been your friend Sheep Ludes. Have a good night. Peace.